I thought the worst thing that could happen was being left behind. That the man who was supposed to love me could just disappear. I was wrong. The worst thing was when he came back. And I had to choose between the father I wished I had and the dangerous man who saw the real me when no one else did. This is my story. Of the Korean Mafia boss who owned this city and the black waitress who is too tired to be impressed. This is about betrayal, protection, and finding family in the most dangerous place imaginable. Subscribe and hit the bell right now so you don't miss a single hour of this emotional journey. A young woman named Maya stands at a bus stop in the rain, clutching a single suitcase. The city is cold, a world away from her sunny childhood memories. She isn't crying. Her eyes are just tired. This is her third city in 2 years, running from bills, from loneliness, from the ghost of a father who left when she was 6 and never looked back. All she has is a photo of him, faded at the edges, and a heart that feels too heavy for her 22 years. She gets a job. Not a good one. It's at a high-end, dimly lit Korean restaurant called the Ginseng Garden. The patrons are wealthy, the silences are expensive, and the other waitresses move like silent shadows. Maya's uniform is too stiff. She feels like a splash of wrong color in a carefully monochrome painting. She's here to pour tea, not to dream. The rumor whispers through the staff room like a snake. He is coming tonight. The man.
Kong.
They say he owns the building, the street, and half the city's quiet fears. He comes every Thursday for soup. The manager, a nervous man with slicked back hair, gathers the staff. Do not look him in the eye. Be flawless. Be invisible. The door opens. Not with a bang, but with a chill. Kong enters. He is older, maybe 50, with a face carved from stone and sharp, intelligent eyes that scan the room like a radar. A bodyguard shadows him. Every employee in the room freezes, then bows deeper. Every eye is locked on the floor, desperate to show respect. The air gets thick. Maya is refilling water glasses at a table of loud businessmen. They fall silent as Kong passes. She turns, a full pitcher in her hand. Her eyes meet Kang's for one single, accidental second. There is no fear in her look. Just a simple, weary observation. Another powerful man. She looks away first, not in submission, but in utter disinterest. She goes back to pouring water. Kong pauses. It's a microscopic pause, but his bodyguard notices. No one has ever looked at Kong with such empty indifference. It wasn't defiance. It was nothing. To a man used to seeing fear, greed, or false respect, her blank stare was the strangest thing in the world. He continues to his usual table in the corner, the booth that feels more like a throne. As Maya works, she feels a prickling on the back of her neck. From his shadowy booth, Kong watches her, not with menace, but with pure, undiluted curiosity. She doesn't look back. She's too busy thinking about her empty apartment, her broken phone, the silence that waits for her. She has real problems. The king in the corner is just part of the furniture. Maya's shift ends. The rain has turned to a chilly mist. She counts her tips, barely enough for groceries. As she leaves through the back alley, a sleek black car idles near the dumpsters. The window rolls down. It's the bodyguard. He says one word. Boss. He gestures to the car. Maya's heart thuds. This is how people disappear. But the fear is dulled by exhaustion. What does she even have to lose? She gets in. The interior smells like leather and old money. Kong sits across from her, his face illuminated by the neon sign of a nearby bar. He doesn't speak at first. He just studies her. Finally, he says, "You are new." His voice is low, gravelly. Maya nods, looking out the window. "You did not look at me." She shrugs. "I was doing my job." He finds her lack of performance fascinating. Most people, he says, they try to impress. Or they tremble. Maya turns to him. "I'm too tired for both." He asks her name. She tells him. He tests it. Maya. It sounds different in his accent. He asks why she is tired. The question is so simple, so unexpected from a man like him, that a truth slips out. I'm always tired. She doesn't elaborate. She doesn't tell him about the eviction notice folded in her pocket.
He offers her a different job.
A personal errand runner.
Triple the pay.
No waiting tables. Just being available. It's a danger wrapped in a golden ticket. Maya knows this is a turning point. Say no, and she might offend a dangerous man. Say yes, and she enters a world she doesn't understand. She thinks of her father's photo. He ran away from hard things. She looks Kong in the eye. What kind of errands? Kong almost smiles. It doesn't reach his eyes. Simple things. Deliver a package.
Pick up a document.
Be a quiet face in a crowded place. Maya's mind races. This is the tension. The hook into a life of danger. But her emptiness acts as a shield. I'll do it, she says. But I don't own a black suit, and I don't own a gun. Kong gives a single, slow nod. The car pulls up to her rundown apartment building. Start tomorrow, he says. As she gets out, he adds, and Maya? Get some sleep. The car glides away. She stands on the curb, the mist clinging to her. Realizing the strange, powerful man saw the one thing no one else did, her profound exhaustion. And for reasons she cannot fathom, he didn't take advantage. He offered a hand. She has no idea if it's a hand that will lift her up or pull her under. Maya's first errand is simple. A sealed envelope, thick with paper, to be left on a park bench at noon. She wears her own clothes, a simple gray sweater. Kong watches from a distance, his car blending with traffic. She does it perfectly.
No nerves, no looking around.
She just sits, reads a pamphlet about bus schedules, leaves the envelope, and walks away. To her, it's a delivery.
To Kong, it's a test.
She passed with a quiet grace his trained men rarely show. Back at the restaurant, now in the daytime as his personal assistant, she brings him tea. He works on ledgers. The silence is heavy but not uncomfortable. He asks about the pamphlet. She says she's figuring out a better bus route to her second job. He looks up, his pen stopping. You have another job?
She nods.
4 hours at a laundromat. Nights. He sees the dark circles under her eyes, not from partying, but from pure struggle. He closes his ledger. Not anymore. He doesn't ask. He informs her. The pay from him will cover everything. He says it's a practical matter. He needs her alert. But the way he says it lacks his usual coldness. Maya feels a confusing knot in her stomach.
This is charity.
She hated charity. But this feels different. It feels like a trade. Her loyalty for his protection. She slowly nods. Okay. That night, for the first time in years, Maya is home before dark. The silence of her apartment is different. It's not filled with dread, but with possibility. She takes out the faded photo of her father. She doesn't feel the usual sharp pain. She just feels a dull question.
Why?
She puts it away. For the first time, her future holds a question mark that isn't terrifying. The next day, a delivery goes to Kang's private office above the restaurant. It's a box of imported fruit. Maya carries it up. The office is sparse, clean, with one large window. On the desk, face down, is a silver picture frame. As she sets the box down, the frame slips. She catches it. She sees the photo. A younger Kong, smiling, with a beautiful woman and a little boy. A family. She quickly sets it back down, heart pounding. She saw something she shouldn't have. Kong enters. He sees the frame slightly out of place. He sees her expression. A wall slams down over his face. The gentle curiosity is gone, replaced by the stone-cold boss. Never touch my things, he says, his voice like ice. Maya flinches. It's the first real fear she's felt with him. She mutters an apology and hurries out. The connection is broken. She's just an employee again. Later, as she's leaving, a small, elegant paper bag is on the staff table. Her name is on it. Inside is a high-quality thermal travel mug and a note in precise handwriting. For the bus.
So your tea stays hot. K.
The gesture is so small, so thoughtful. It undoes the chill from earlier. He wasn't angry she saw the photo. He was scared. She understands fear. She holds the mug and for a second, She doesn't feel alone. A new face appears at the restaurant. June, Kang's son from the photo. He's in his 20s, dressed in expensive, flashy clothes. He looks at his father with a mix of rebellion and need. He looks at Maya with open suspicion. Who's she? He asks, not bothering to lower his voice. Kang's reply is firm.
Maya.
She helps me. June scoffs. The tension in the room is a live wire. June starts coming around more. He tries to order Maya around, to test her place. She treats him with the same quiet disinterest she first showed Kang. It infuriates June. He's used to people scrambling. One afternoon, he corners her in the stockroom. What's your game? He demands. You after his money? You think you're special? Maya looks at him, seeing not a threat, but a hurt boy. She says simply, I work here. That's all. Her answer makes June even angrier. He knocks a shelf of soy sauce bottles to the floor. The glass shatters, the liquid spreading like blood. Kang appears in the doorway. His eyes go from the mess to his son's defiant face to Maya's calm one. He doesn't yell. He speaks softly to June. Clean it up. Every piece. Then he looks at Maya. Come with me. He takes her to his car. They drive in silence. He stops at a quiet viewpoint overlooking the city. My son, Kang says, staring ahead. His mother took him away years ago. She thought this life was poison. She was right. He doesn't look at Maya. He came back because he has no money, not because he has love for me. Maya hears the pain in his voice. It's the same pain she carries. The pain of being left. She doesn't offer empty comfort. She just says what she knows is true. He's still here. That means something. Kang finally looks at her. In her eyes, he sees no pity, just understanding. He sees a reflection of his own loneliness. The wall between them crumbles again, stronger this time. They are two abandoned people sitting in a car, saying nothing and everything. The next errand is different. Kang hands her a key. A storage unit. Box number 114. Bring me what's inside. He gives her the address.
There is a weight to his request.
She knows this isn't just an envelope. She takes the key. She doesn't ask questions. That trust is the most valuable thing she's ever been given. The storage facility is on the south side, in a rough neighborhood. Maya goes alone. She finds Unit 114. The door is already slightly open. A bad feeling twists in her gut. She pushes the door open slowly. Inside, the box is ripped apart. Papers are scattered. And sitting on the floor, going through them, is a man with tattoos covering his neck. He looks up. He smiles. It's not a friendly smile. Well, he says. The boss sent a little bird. Tell Kang that Park sends his regards. Maya's blood runs cold. The world just got very, very dangerous. Maya doesn't run. She doesn't scream. She uses the only weapon she has, her face. She lets all the exhaustion, all the fear of the last few years, show in her eyes. She looks defeated. Please, she says, her voice small. I just deliver things.
I don't know anything.
He'll kill me if I go back empty-handed. She lets a single, real tear fall. It's not for show. It's for her whole life. The man, Park's thug, studies her. She looks like what she claims to be, a scared, in-over-her-head kid. He laughs, kicks the papers. Take the trash then. Tell your boss his past is coming for him. He shoves past her and leaves. Maya waits until his footsteps fade. Then she drops the act. Her hands shake as she gathers every single scattered paper. She doesn't know what they are, but she knows Kang needs them. She returns to the restaurant, straight to the office. She places the messy stack of papers on Kang's desk. Her face is pale. A man was there.
Park.
He said your past is coming for you. Kang's expression darkens like a storm. But when he looks at her, his eyes are not angry at her. They are filled with something new, fear for her. Did he touch you? His voice is deadly quiet. Maya shakes her head. I pretended to be scared. He believed me. Kang stands up. He comes around the desk. He doesn't hug her. He just stands close, looking down at her. You were brave. He says it like a fact. But you will not do errands alone anymore. He calls in his most trusted bodyguard, the one from the first night. This is Min. He is your shadow now. Maya understands. This isn't a punishment. It's a shield. Park knows her face now. The danger makes things clear. June approaches her that evening. His anger is gone, replaced by a grudging respect. Park is a snake, he says. He and my father have bad history. You're in it now. For the first time, he talks to her like an equal. He warns her about places to avoid, people to watch for. The crisis is forging a strange, fractured family. Kong becomes different. More alert, more protective. He teaches her small things. How to notice a tail on a car. Which exits to use in a building. It's not about making her a fighter. It's about making her a survivor. During these lessons in the quiet of his office late at night, they talk. She tells him about moving cities, about constant worry. He tells her about building something from nothing, about the cost of respect in his world. One lesson, she gathers her courage. She asks about the photo, about his family. He doesn't shut down. He says, my wife died. A illness. My son, he blames me. He thinks my work kept me away. He is not wrong. He looks at Maya. You look at me, and do not see a king. You see a man who failed. That is why I keep you close. You are the only mirror that tells the truth. The confession hangs in the air. The slow burn has caught fire. It's not about romance. It's about two souls recognizing their broken pieces in each other. The threat from Park grows. A brick through the restaurant window. A threatening note left on Kang's car. Kang's men are on edge. Maya feels the tension like a physical pressure. Min, her bodyguard, is a silent, steady presence. One evening, leaving late, a car slows beside them. Min pushes Maya behind him. The car window rolls down. It's Park himself. He's older than Kong, with cruel eyes. He doesn't look at Min. He looks straight at Maya. You're the quiet one, he says. Tell Kong his debt is due. And I collect with interest. The car speeds off. Maya's heart is a drum. That night, in her apartment with Min outside the door, she can't sleep. She feels like a target. She takes out her father's photo. She whispers to the faded image. What do I do now? The next day, she asks Kong about the debt. He is reluctant. Finally, he tells her. Years ago, when he was rising, Park was his partner. There was a deal. A lot of money. Park claimed Kong cheated him. Kong says Park was greedy and made a mistake. It ended in violence. Park's brother was hurt. Kong paid medical bills, but the hate remained. It is an old wound, Kong says. But some men like to pick at scabs. Maya has an idea. It's simple, maybe stupid. She asks Kong for the original deal paperwork, the one that caused the fight. She spends all night in the office, with Min watching, going through old files. She isn't a lawyer. She's just looking with fresh eyes. She finds it. The numbers, the terms. And she sees it, a tiny, initialed amendment on the last page, in handwriting that isn't Kang's. It's Park's brother's initials. The change benefited Park.
She shows Kong.
He stares. He never saw it. The brother, trying to help Park, made the change and never told anyone. The cheating was Park's own man. Kong looks at Maya, awe on his face. You found it. But then his face hardens. It does not matter. Park does not want truth. He wants my life. Maya desags. She thinks the brother might want truth. She asks Min to find out about him. They learn Park's brother, Mr. Kim, runs a small auto shop now. Wants nothing to do with the old life. Maya decides to see him. She goes without telling Kong. It's a huge risk. Min insists on driving. They meet Mr. Kim at his shop. He is a tired, gentle man. She shows him the paper. She doesn't threaten. She just says, your brother uses this lie to hurt people. To start a war. Can you stop it? Mr. Kim's shoulders sag with decades of guilt. He agrees to talk to Park. Maya returns, hoping she hasn't made everything worse. Kong is furious she went alone. His fear for her explodes into anger. You are not a detective. You are, he stops himself. He was going to say, too important to lose. They stand facing each other, the unspoken words hanging between them, more powerful than any confession of love. Park doesn't listen to his brother. The truth makes him angrier, more humiliated. He makes his move. That night, as Kong, Maya, and June are in the restaurant office going over security, the lights go out. The back door crashes open. Park and 4 of his men enter the main dining room. They are armed with metal bars. It's not a gunfight. It's a brutal, personal message of destruction. Min and Kang's other men engage them. It's chaos, smashing glass, grunts of pain. Kong pushes Maya and June toward the private exit.
Go. Now.
But June, finally wanting to prove himself, runs into the fight to help Min. Kong hesitates, torn between his son and Maya. Maya sees it. She doesn't run. She steps into the dining room. She doesn't pick up a weapon. She walks right through the fighting men, her eyes locked on Park, who is watching the chaos with a smile. She stops in front of him. The noise seems to fade. "It was your brother," she says, her voice clear and steady, cutting through the din, the change on the paper. "Your own family.
Kong didn't cheat you.
You cheated yourself." Park's smile dies. He raises his metal bar. "You think words matter?" Kong screams her name, fighting to get to her. Maya doesn't flinch. She looks Park in the eye with that same original, weary indifference. "You're just like my father," she says, and there is a lifetime of hurt in the words. Blaming everyone else for your own mistakes. It's pathetic. The word father hits a nerve. Park hesitates. In that split second, Mr. Kim runs in from the street, having followed his brother. He shouts, "Enough. It's true. It was me." Park freezes, looking between his brother's desperate face and Maya's fearless one. The fight around them stumbles to a halt. The truth, spoken plainly by this young woman who has nothing to do with their old war, disarms him more than any weapon could. In the stunned silence, police sirens wail in the distance. A neighbor must have called.
Park drops the bar.
It clatters on the ruined floor. He looks at Kong, then at his brother, and finally at Maya. The fight is gone from his eyes, replaced by a hollow shame. He leaves with his men, dragging his broken brother with him. The restaurant is a wreck, but everyone is alive. June helps a bleeding Min to a chair. Kong walks to Maya. He doesn't say anything. He just looks at her, his chest heaving. He saw her stand down a monster with nothing but the truth of her own pain. He reaches out, slowly, and places a hand on her shoulder. It's the first time he's intentionally touched her. The gesture says everything. "Thank you. I see you. Your family." As they start cleaning up, the front door opens. A man stands there, poorly dressed, looking awkward. He has Maya's eyes. It's her father. He looks at the destruction, then at Maya standing beside the imposing Kong. A greedy, hopeful light fills his face. He doesn't see his daughter. He sees an opportunity. "Maya, baby," he says. "I finally found you. I heard you're doing real good for yourself." The real battle, the emotional one, is just beginning. The silence after the sirens fade is thick. Everyone stares at the man in the doorway. Maya feels the world tilt. Her mouth goes dry. This ghost from her past is standing in the wreckage of her new life. He looks small, shabby, nothing like the giant of her memories. Kang's hand is still on her shoulder. He feels her tense. He looks from the man to Maya's frozen face and understands instantly.
"Dad."
The word comes out of Maya like a breath she's been holding for 16 years. Her father, Ray, steps inside, his eyes scanning the expensive, broken furniture. He smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes. "Look at this place," he says, whistling low. He's not looking at her. He's assessing Kang's wealth. The wrongness of it cuts Maya deeper than any threat from Park. Kang's protective instinct shifts into a cold, calculating mode. He removes his hand from Maya's shoulder and steps slightly in front of her, not as a shield, but as a barrier. "Who is this?" Kong asks, his voice dropping to its most dangerous register. Ray flinches but puffs out his chest. "I'm her father. Who are you?" The disrespect in the tone makes June and Min straighten up. Maya finds her voice. It's hollow. What are you doing here, Dad? Ray finally looks at her. He puts on a sad face. I've been looking for you, baby. Heard you was in the city. Wanted to make things right. He says the words like he's rehearsed them. They sound fake. Empty. Maya's heart, which had just begun to soften, turns to stone. Kong doesn't believe a word of it. He sees a leech. You should leave, Kong says, his tone leaving no room for argument. Ray's eyes dart around, seeing the hardened men, the broken room.
He knows he's outmatched.
He holds up his hands in mock surrender. Okay. I just wanted to see my girl. Maya, we'll talk later, alright? You know where to find me. He gives a little wave and slips back out into the night. The moment he's gone, Maya sags. The adrenaline from facing Park evaporates, leaving her cold and shaky. The emotional whiplash is too much. Kong guides her to the only unbroken chair. He kneels in front of her, ignoring the glass on the floor. Look at me, he says gently.
She does.
Her eyes are shattered. That man, Kong says, choosing his words with care, he does not want a daughter. He wants a wallet. Hearing Kong say it out loud makes it real. A sob escapes her, harsh and ugly. She doesn't cry pretty tears. She cries with 16 years of abandonment pouring out. Kong doesn't try to hug her. He just stays there, kneeling, a steady presence in her storm. June watches from across the room, a new understanding dawning on his face. He sees his father offer a kindness he never received. Later, in Kang's car with Min driving, they head to a safe house, a clean, simple apartment Kong owns. You cannot go home tonight, Kong says. Park is beaten, but angry men are unpredictable. And now your father. Maya just nods, staring out the window. At the apartment, Kong hands her the key.
Sleep.
We will talk tomorrow. As he turns to leave, Maya speaks to his back. Why are you doing all this? He pauses, doesn't turn. Because you looked at me and saw a man, not a monster. You deserve someone who sees you back. Then he is gone. Morning comes. Maya sleeps heavily, the sleep of total exhaustion. She wakes to a knock. It's Min, with a bag of fresh clothes and a warm breakfast. From Mr. Kong, he says, his face neutral. As she eats, her phone buzzes. An unknown number. A text. Baby, it's Dad.
We need to talk.
I'm at the Crown Motel, room 12. I'm in a bind. She deletes it. Her hand trembles. She goes to the restaurant. The cleanup is underway. Kong is in his office on the phone, speaking in low, rapid Korean. He hangs up and looks at her. The softness from last night is gone, replaced by a businesslike focus. We have a problem, he says. Your father. He's been asking about me in the wrong places. Bragging that his daughter is with Kong. He is drawing attention. Maya feels a surge of hot shame. I'll make him stop. Kong shakes his head. You cannot. A man like that only understands one thing. He opens a drawer, takes out a thick envelope of cash. Maya's stomach drops. Is he going to pay him off? Is that the solution? Kong sees her expression. This is not for him. It is for you. He pushes it toward her.
Take it. Take him.
Buy him a bus ticket to anywhere. Give him this. Tell him it is a one-time gift from you, for his silence. That if he ever contacts you again, he gets nothing from me but trouble. It's a test. A brutal one. Kong is giving her the power, the money, and the choice. He is making her deal with her own ghost. He is teaching her to cut the chain herself. Maya stares at the envelope. It's more money than she's ever held. And if I just take it and leave, she asks a challenge. Kong meets her gaze. Then you leave. And I will know I was wrong about you. He believes she won't. The trust is terrifying. Maya takes the envelope. Min drives her to the seedy Crown Motel. The hallway smells of mildew. She knocks on room 12. Ray opens it, his face lighting up with a greedy hope that dies when he sees it's just her. Where's your friend? He asks. Maya walks in, doesn't sit. He's not my friend. He's my boss. She throws the envelope on the bed. That's for you. There's a bus leaving for Las Vegas at 5 p.m. Be on it. Ray snatches the envelope, thumbs through the cash. His eyes gleam, but then he scowls. This is it? For all those years? He's worth millions. Maya feels a cold rage.
This is from me.
My savings. For you to disappear. Again. Ray laughs, a nasty sound. You're his little pet now, huh? You think he cares about you? He's using you, baby. Just like everybody uses everybody. His words hit a nerve. But then she thinks of the travel mug. Of Kong kneeling in glass. Of him seeing her father for what he was in an instant. You don't know him, she says, her voice low. And you never knew me. She turns to leave. Ray's voice turns whiny. Maya, come on. I'm your blood. You can't just throw me away. At the door, she stops. She doesn't look back.
You taught me how.
She walks out, leaving him with his money and his emptiness. Maya returns to the safe house, not the restaurant. She feels drained, hollowed out. She did it. She cut the tie. But it doesn't feel like a victory. It feels like a funeral. She sits in the quiet for hours. Near evening, there's a knock. It's Kong. Alone. He carries a simple bag of takeout soup. He comes in, sets it on the table. Min said you came back here, he says. He serves the soup into 2 bowls. They eat in silence. It's not awkward. It's shared exhaustion. Finally, he speaks. My wife, he says, staring into his bowl. When she was sick, I was across the country closing a deal. A deal that meant nothing. She died with June holding her hand. Not me. He looks up, his eyes raw. I chose the wrong thing. For years, I chose the wrong thing. Until a waitress looked at me with no light in her eyes, and I saw my own reflection. Maya listens, her soup forgotten. This is his confession.
His debt.
He continues. Helping you is my penance. But it is not just that. You make the right choices. Even when they hurt. You are stronger than I ever was. He reaches across the table. Slowly, he places his hand over hers. His hand is rough, warm. It's not a romantic gesture. It's an anchor. A connection of 2 damaged souls saying, I see your pain, and I am here. For the first time, Maya doesn't feel like an employee, a project, or a sad girl. She feels like an equal. She turns her hand under his, so they are palm to palm. A silent pact. My father got on the bus, she says. I watched it leave. Kong nods. The past is gone. Now we deal with the present. The present is still messy. June is at the door. He lets himself in, sees their hands on the table, and stops. A flash of old jealousy crosses his face. But then it fades. He has news. Park's crew is splintering. He lost face. But one of his lieutenants, a guy named Choi, is more dangerous. He's young, ambitious. He sees weakness. Kong withdraws his hand. All business again. The moment of peace is over. The new threat has a name. Choi. Kong explains that Choi is a different animal. Not driven by old grudges, but by pure, hungry ambition. He will see Kang's protection of Maya as a vulnerability to exploit. The danger is evolving, becoming colder, more strategic. Maya understands her role has changed forever. She is no longer just Kang's waitress or his errand runner. After today, after facing down her father and receiving Kang's raw honesty, she is part of this world. She looks at Kong and June, planning in low voices. She is part of this family, and she will have to fight for it. Choi's move is swift and smart. He doesn't attack property or people. He attacks the business. Health inspectors arrive at the ginseng garden daily. Liquor licensing audits follow. A trusted seafood supplier suddenly cannot make deliveries. Kang's legitimate revenue streams are being squeezed by bureaucratic pressure. Choi is using the system, making it expensive and exhausting. Kong works around the clock, making calls, calling in favors from his own side of the law. He looks tired. Maya watches, feeling helpless. She can't fight city permits.
But she notices something.
Choi is flashy. He's been photographed at new nightclubs, showing off expensive watches. He wants to be a king, not just a gangster. He cares about his image. Maya gets an idea. It's risky, almost foolish. She asks June for a favor. She needs to get into one of Choi's new clubs, not to confront him, just to observe. June, intrigued and wanting to prove his own worth, agrees. They go under the guise of rich, bored kids. The club is loud and obnoxious. Choi holds court in a VIP section, surrounded by yes-men. Maya watches from the dance floor. She sees how he basks in the attention, how he needs everyone to see his success. He's the opposite of Kong, who values silence and shadow. This is his weakness, his vanity. She also notices something else. The club is packed, but the fire exits are chained. The bathrooms are filthy. The place is a lawsuit waiting to happen. She and June leave. In the car, she lays out her simple plan. We don't fight him on his terms.
We don't send men.
We send city code enforcement and a health department tip. And maybe a news reporter who likes stories about unsafe nightclubs exploiting young people. June stares at her, then a slow grin spreads across his face. It's brilliant. It's nonviolent. It hits Choi where he lives, his shiny new reputation. They present the plan to Kong. He listens stone-faced. Using the authorities is against everything in his code. It's seen as weak. But Maya argues quietly. You built something real with the restaurant. He's building a house of cards. Let the wind blow it over. Kong looks from her determined face to June's excited one. His son and this woman are offering a new way, a smarter way. He nods once. Do it. The plan is set in motion. Anonymous tips are made. June uses his connections to a freelance journalist. Maya stays out of sight, coordinating from the safe house. It's strange to be the one giving quiet orders. 2 nights later, the result plays out on the local news. A chaotic scene at Choi's club, Eclipse. Fire marshals and health officials are everywhere, closing the place down. The reporter talks about egregious safety violations. Choi is shown on camera, furious, shoving a reporter's microphone away. He looks foolish, unstable, not powerful. The damage to his reputation is instant. In their world, perception is everything. He is now the boss who can't even run a clean club. Kang's phone starts ringing with calls from associates, their tone newly respectful. The bureaucratic siege on his restaurant mysteriously lifts the next day. It's a clear victory. That night, Kang brings food to the safe house again. This time, June comes too. The 3 of them eat together. It feels normal, like a family dinner. June tells a funny story about one of Choi's men trying to bribe a health inspector with cash, right in front of the TV cameras. They laugh. It's a sound Maya hasn't heard in that room before. After dinner, June leaves. Kang helps Maya clean up. The space is small. They move around each other easily, a familiar dance. When the last dish is dried, they stand in the quiet kitchen. The tension is back, but it's a different kind. It's the tension of something unspoken, something that has been building through danger and honesty and shared looks. Kang turns to her.
He doesn't speak.
He just looks at her, really looks, and Maya sees not the boss, not the mentor, but the lonely man from the car. He reaches out and gently tucks a stray piece of hair behind her ear. His fingers brush her cheek. The touch is electric but soft. PG-13. Full of promise and unspoken feeling. It's the first overtly romantic gesture, and it says more than any words could. Maya doesn't pull away. She leans into the touch, just slightly. Her eyes ask a question. His answer is a slow, genuine smile, one that reaches his eyes and transforms his whole face. In that silent moment, everything changes. The slow burn has ignited, but the world outside hasn't changed. As they stand there, Kang's phone buzzes violently on the counter. He breaks the gaze, checks it. His smile vanishes. The text is from Min. Ray is back. He didn't get on the bus. He's talking to a reporter. Selling a story about you and the Korean mob. The new threat isn't from a rival. It's from her past, and it's armed with the truth. The warmth in the room evaporates. Kang's face becomes a mask of grim focus. He shows Maya the text. The words selling a story feel like a punch. Her own father isn't just coming for money now. He's coming to destroy everything. Kang's business, her new life, the fragile peace they've built. This is betrayal of a different, more intimate kind. I'll handle it, Maya says, her voice steel. This is her mess. Her ghost. Kang shakes his head.
No.
We handle it. Together. He doesn't say, I'll handle it. He says, we. It's the final proof she's not alone. He makes calls, his voice low and urgent. He finds out the name of the reporter, a sleazy tabloid stringer looking for a sensational score. The meeting is set for 1 hour at a diner across town. They drive in silence. Min follows in another car. Maya stares out the window, not seeing the city lights. She is preparing. Not for a fight, but for a final goodbye. Kang speaks softly. Whatever you need to do, I am here. Behind you, not in front. He is giving her the stage. He believes she is the only one who can end this. They arrive at the diner. Through the greasy window, they see Ray, animated, talking to a weaselly-looking man with a notepad. Ray is playing the victim, the concerned father. Kang nods to a shadowy booth in the back. I will be there. He will not see me. Maya takes a deep, steadying breath. She walks in alone. The bell on the door jingles. Ray looks up. His performance falters for a second when he sees her calm, determined face. The reporter looks intrigued. Maya walks right up to the table. Dad, we need to talk. Privately. Ray tries to bluster. This is my friend. We're just having a chat about. Maya cuts him off, her eyes locked on the reporter. He's lying to you. He abandoned me when I was 6. He's here for a paycheck. Whatever he's promised you, he can't deliver. Walk away now, or my lawyer and the police will be your next interview. Her voice is quiet, factual, and utterly convincing. The reporter hesitates, looks at Ray's shifty eyes, then at Maya's clear, steady gaze. He smells a losing proposition. He grabs his notepad and leaves without a word. Ray deflates, his leverage gone. He turns desperate. Maya, please. I'm sick. I need help. This is the moment. The emotional payoff. Maya sits down. She doesn't yell. She just looks at the man who gave her life and then failed her in every way. I needed help, she says, each word a stone laid on a grave. I needed a father. You weren't there. You don't get to come back now. She takes a clean envelope from her pocket. It has a small amount of cash, her own from her salary, and a slip of paper. This is a one-way bus ticket. And this, she says, pointing to a number on the paper, is the phone number for a social worker who can help you find a shelter and a clinic. This is the last thing I will ever give you. Take it, get on the bus, and never look for me again. If you do, I won't stop him. She glances toward the shadowy booth where Kang sits, a silent, powerful promise. Ray looks from the envelope to her face. He finally sees it. He doesn't see his little girl. He sees a strong woman, protected by a world he can't touch. The fight drains out of him. He takes the envelope. He doesn't thank her. He just stands up and walks out of the diner towards the bus terminal, a defeated man. Maya watches him go. A deep, old sadness washes over her, but it's clean, like draining a wound. It's over. Kang slides into the seat across from her. He doesn't ask if she's okay. He just waits. She looks at him, her eyes clear. It's done. He nods. They leave the diner. The city night air feels different. Lighter. In the car, he doesn't start the engine. The restaurant is clean. Choi is scrambling. The past is gone, he says. He is offering her a blank page. What do you want, Maya? She thinks of the empty apartment, the constant running, the fear. She thinks of the quiet strength in this car, the respect, the unspoken bond that feels more like home than anywhere ever has. She doesn't say you. That's too simple for what this is. She says, I want to not be alone anymore. Kang reaches across the console and takes her hand. His grip is firm, real. You are not alone, he says. It is a vow. The ginseng garden has reopened. It is brighter. Maya is not a waitress. She manages the front, her calm presence setting the tone. June works with her, learning the legitimate side of the business, a tentative bond forming with his father through shared purpose. Kong is in his office. The silver picture frame is now upright on his desk, a memory honored, not a ghost haunting him. The door opens. It's Maya, bringing the ledgers. She places them on the desk. Their hands brush.